You've probably tried an AI app builder before, typed in your idea, and got back something broken, ugly, or half-finished. I tested a bunch of them so you don't have to, and Lovable is the one that actually surprised me. Here's why. In this video, I'm breaking down Lovable.dev, what it is, how it works, a live walkthrough building an app, pricing, and where it falls short. Let's get into it. What is Lovable? Lovable is an AI-powered web app builder, but unlike the template-based no-code tools you've probably seen, it writes real code. You describe your app in plain English, and it generates a working React and TypeScript front-end backed by Supabase, the whole stack from a single prompt. It grew out of GPT Engineer, an open-source coding experiment, but it's evolved into something much more polished and accessible. The CEO talks about reimagining how software gets built, and the traction backs that up. Lovable hit $100 million in annual revenue in under a year and is closing in on 8 million users. How it works. The interface is a chat box. You land on Lovable.dev and start typing. No setup, no IDE, nothing to install. Behind the scenes, it's running large language models from OpenAI and Anthropic, but it's not just GPT loose on your project. Lovable scaffolds the full project structure first, then fills in all the logic, components, and database schemas, so you get a cohesive code base, not a pile of AI-generated snippets. It has two modes. Plan mode is where you talk through features before building. Agent mode is where it executes, and this is the impressive part. In agent mode, Lovable writes the code, runs it, catches errors, and fixes them automatically. You can watch it happen in real time. Files being created, tests running, steps being checked off. It genuinely feels like having a developer in the room. Building an app. Walkthrough. Let's make this real. Say you want to build a habit tracker. You go to Lovable.dev, log in on the free plan, and write your prompt. This is the most important step. A vague prompt gets vague results. You want to cover the visual style, core functionality, and any tech requirements like mobile responsiveness. A solid prompt looks something like this. Create a habit tracker web app with user sign-up and login, the ability to add habits with daily or weekly frequency goals, a daily checkoff system, a weekly progress dashboard with charts, a clean pastel design, and full mobile responsiveness. Hit enter. Within a minute or two, you've got a live link. Login page, habit dashboard, progress charts, the whole thing. If something's off, you keep chatting. Make the buttons teal or add a logout option, and it updates on the fly. The code it produces is clean, readable React components with real Supabase tables underneath. Hand it to a developer later, and they'll have no trouble picking it up. What makes it stand out? A few things genuinely separate Lovable from the competition. First, it's full stack, not just a landing page generator. User authentication, database tables, Stripe payments, email verification, all from a prompt. Second, the code is portable. You're not locked into a proprietary platform. You can export and take the project anywhere. Third, the design defaults are better than you'd expect. Most AI-generated UIs look like they were assembled by a robot. Lovable's output looks polished out of the box. And fourth, it has built-in testing and basic security checks before deploy, a genuinely rare feature at this level. Why it's gaining traction. The vibe coding wave, building software by describing your vision to an AI, has generated a lot of buzz. Lovable is riding it, but the retention numbers suggest people aren't just signing up to try it and leaving. Fortune 500 companies are using it for internal tools. Solo founders are launching MVPs over a weekend. An 11-year-old built a social network with it. When a product works across that kind of spectrum, something real is happening. Best use cases. Lovable is the right call when you need to move fast. Startup prototypes to show investors, solopreneur products without a dev team, internal company tools like dashboards and trackers, or turning a wireframe into a live prototype for user testing. It levels the playing field for anyone who has an idea but not the engineering resources to execute it. Chucker. Limitations. Worth being honest here, Lovable builds web apps, not native mobile apps. For very large or complex backends, microservices, high-volume pipelines, it's not the right fit. And while the AI is good, it's not perfect. You'll occasionally hit a bug or an odd design choice, and some basic understanding of how web apps work will help you catch those faster. On the free plan, you get 5 credits a day, 30 a month, enough to test properly. Simple edits cost less than 1 credit. Bigger builds run 2 or more. And since everything runs in the cloud, your project data goes through their servers. Paid plans give you private projects and training opt-out. Amazuri. Pricing. Free plan, 5 credits daily, 30 per month, projects public by default. Pro plan, 25-month for 100 credits, plus private projects and custom domains. The credit model is usage-based. Small tweaks barely register, full builds use a couple. The free tier is genuinely enough to decide if it fits your workflow before committing. How it compares versus no-code tools like Bubble or Webflow. Lovable writes real code instead of using a visual editor, which means more flexibility and portability, versus developer tools like Cursor or Copilot. Those assist developers refining existing code. Lovable is for building from scratch with no coding required, versus Bolt. Bolt is fast, but Lovable consistently wins on design quality. Versus Replit. Replit is more powerful for complex apps, but has a steeper learning curve. Lovable's lane is full stack, from scratch generation, accessible to non-developers, with portable real code. Nobody else is quite hitting that combination. That's Lovable. Fast, full stack, beginner friendly, and it produces code you can actually build on. It won't replace a developer for complex systems, but for prototypes, MVPs, and internal tools, it's hard to beat. Head to Lovable.dev, use your free credits, and build something. Then drop it in the comments. I want to see what you make. If this was useful, hit like and subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Until next time.